All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning, I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Parakram Parv to be celebrated across the country from today to showcase courage and sacrifice of Indian Armed Forces. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend Unified Commanders Conference at Jodhpur in Rajasthan this morning. 3 terrorists belonging to Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Taiba killed in 2 anti-terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. Government forms Lokpal Search Committee headed by former Supreme Court Judge Ranjana Prakash Desai. And India to take on Bangladesh in the final of Asia Cup Cricket in Dubai today. Parakram Parv will be celebrated across the country from today to Sunday to showcase the courage, valor and sacrifice of Indian Armed Forces. The main event is planned at India Gate Lawns, Rajpath in New Delhi. Similarly, 53 locations in 51 cities across the country will be showcasing the events highlighting valor of armed forces in general and special forces in particular. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will visit India Gate Lawns today on the inauguration of Parakram Parv and also interact with children. Our correspondent has more on this.
The program will start with bugle call at 6:30 p.m. and thereafter movies and photographs depicting valor and courage of the armed forces will be shown. The event is open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Saturday and Sunday. Visitors will get the opportunity to see captured weapons used by terrorists that have been brought from Jammu and Kashmir. Military equipment like artillery guns and small arms will also be on display. On Saturday and Sunday, noted singers are scheduled to perform at the venue apart from the military band. The general public is encouraged to take selfies at all venues, including India Gate, and post them on social networking sites with the hashtag Parakram Parv. With Mohammad Naseem, Suparna Segya, Air News, Delhi.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will attend the Unified Commanders Conference at Jodhpur in Rajasthan this morning. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Minister of State for Defence Subhash Bhamre, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval and commanders of all 3 wings of Indian forces will participate in the conference. More from our correspondent.
Before the conference, Mr. Modi will inaugurate a 3-day exhibition, Parakram Parv at Jodhpur Military Station, showcasing the might of Indian Army and its contribution in nation building. Konark Corps is organizing this exhibition on Indian Army's combat capability on the occasion of 2nd anniversary of surgical strike. Mr. Modi will review the exhibition and also visit the War Memorial of Konark Corps and pay homage to martyr soldiers. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jodhpur.
Government has released a fresh video clip of the 2016 surgical strike on terror launch pads in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. The clip, which was made using overhead footage from unmanned aerial vehicles and thermal imaging, shows a terror launch pad being destroyed. An Information and Broadcasting Ministry official said the video, which comes ahead of the 2nd anniversary of the surgical strikes, is authentic. The fresh video comes amid the government's plans to celebrate the 2nd anniversary of the surgical strikes. On September 29, 2016, the Indian Army carried out surgical strikes on 7 terrorist launch pads across the Line of Control (LOC) as a response to an attack on its base in Uri earlier that month. In Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists belonging to Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Taiba (LET) have been killed in 2 anti-terror operations. Security forces launched a cordon and search operation in Qazigund area of Anantnag district yesterday on a tip-off about presence of terrorists in the area. Police said in the ensuing encounter, LET terrorist Asif Malik was eliminated. An army jawan was martyred in the encounter. In another encounter at Panza in Badgam district, security forces neutralized 2 terrorists. The slain terrorists have been identified as Shiraz Ahmad Bhatt and Irfan Ahmad Dar of Hizbul Mujahideen. We spoke to IG Kashmir SP Pani about the twin encounters.
मुठभेड़ पूरा खत्म हो चुका है। जैसा कि आपको पता है कि अनंतनाग जिले बड़गाम जिले में 2 मुठभेड़ हुए थे, जिसमें 3 आतंकवादी मारे गए हैं। उनकी शनाख्त हो गई है और उनकी बॉडीज उनके फैमिलीज को हैंड ओवर कर दिया गया है। ये लोग काफी केसेस में मुलव्वस थे। अनंतनाग ऑपरेशन में एक जवान की शहादत रही है।
The Supreme Court has said the civil suit on the Ayodhya land dispute will be heard by a newly constituted 3-judge bench on 29th of next month. The apex court declined to refer to a 5-judge constitution bench the issue of reconsideration of the observations in its 1994 judgment that a mosque was not integral to Islam that arose during the hearing of Ayodhya land dispute. In a majority verdict of 2:1, the Supreme Court bench headed by Chief Justice Deepak Mishra yesterday said the civil suit has to be decided on the basis of evidence, adding that the previous verdict has no relevance to this issue. In another decision, the apex court struck down the penal provision making adultery a criminal offence. The court declared Section 497 of the IPC unconstitutional and arbitrary. The apex court said adultery can be a civil wrong and a ground for divorce, but it cannot be a criminal offence. The court further said Section 497 is violative of right to equality and right to equal opportunity to women. The Goods and Services Tax GST Council will meet in New Delhi today. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley will chair the 30th meeting of the Council via video conferencing. The Council is likely to discuss multiple proposals to help flood-ravaged Kerala recoup revenue losses. It will be the additional resources to meet the cost of rehabilitation and reconstruction after floods caused havoc in the state. In its last meeting, the Council had approved a proposal to offer cashbacks to the poor sections of society for making digital payments through RuPay debit card, Bheem, Aadhaar, UPI and USSD. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. Government has set up an 8-member Lokpal search committee under the chairmanship of former Supreme Court Judge Justice Ranjana Prakash Desai. Prasar Bharati Chairman A. Suri Prakash, former SBI Chief Arundhati Bhattacharya and Justice Sukha Ram Singh Yadav, among others, will be members of the panel. An official order issued by Ministry of Personnel said that the panel will recommend the names for the chairperson and members of the Lokpal to the Lokpal Selection Committee. Minister of State for Personnel Jitendra Singh said that the process of Lokpal selection is going as per the guidelines laid down in the Lokpal Act. He said the search panel is a major step towards setting up of the Lokpal and the committee will start functioning soon. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana is providing all-weather road connectivity to unconnected villages across the country. The scheme is also helping rural masses to have access to economic and social services and subsequently raise farmers' income in rural areas. We have a ground report from our Sambalpur correspondent on the successful implementation of the scheme in Odisha.
Odisha has topped among all the states in constructing rural roads under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana in 2017-18 financial year. It has constructed 7,176 km of road, which is comparatively much higher than its previous year records. The state has been able to connect 1,776 unconnected villages by constructing roads under the PMGSY. The scheme has been changing the lifestyle of many villagers as it has resulted in new roads and upgraded certain inter-village routes in Odisha. Samparai, a beneficiary of Bamda village in Sambalpur district, says,
प्रधानमंत्री सड़क योजना ग्रामीण जनता के लिए वरदान साबित हुआ है। ओडिशा के संबलपुर जिले में हर गांव को पक्की सड़क बनने के बाद आवागमन सहज हो गया है। पहले गांव में आने जाने के लिए रास्ता न होने पर प्रसूति महिलाओं को अस्पताल लेने में बहुत सारी दिक्कतें होती थी और समय पर इलाज मुहैया न होने पर छोटे बच्चों की जान भी जाती थी। ये सिलसिला ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में बहुत ही ज्यादा था, पर अब स्थिति में बदलाव आ गया है। समय पर प्रसूति महिलाओं को अस्पताल पहुंचाने में प्रधानमंत्री सड़क योजना तहत बनाया गया सड़क के लिए शिशु और मातृ मृत्यु दर में काफी कमी आ गई है।
The state has also been ranked second in the country in the green road technology by constructing 855 km road in rural areas using this technology. SN Patnaik, AIR News, Sambalpur.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu will attend the fourth convocation ceremony of the National Institute of Technology, Goa, today. The program will be organized at the Kala Academy in Panji. Goa Governor Dr. Mridula Sinha will also be present at the ceremony. More from our correspondent.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu will deliver the convocation address at the fourth convocation ceremony of the National Institute of Technology Goa this morning. This year, National Institute of Technology Goa will award degrees to 133 students. Goa Governor Mridula Sinha will also attend the convocation ceremony. Saikat Sarkar, Panaji, AIR.
Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has left on a 2-day visit to Nepal. He will call on Acting Prime Minister of Nepal, Ishwar Pokharel, in Kathmandu this morning. Our correspondent reports that Mr. Pradhan will also have bilateral talks with the Minister for Industry, Commerce and Supply, Maitrika Prasad Yadav, in the afternoon.
Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan will meet Education Minister of Nepal Giriraj Mani Pokhrel and pay a courtesy call to President Vidya Devi Bhandari. Mr. Pradhan will also visit identified site for proposed skill development center in Dhanusha Dham. Before returning to New Delhi, he is scheduled to visit Amleganj to see the progress of Motihari Amleganj oil pipeline. The 69-kilometer long pipeline will ensure smooth, cost-effective and environment-friendly supply of petroleum products to Nepal. This would be the first transnational petroleum pipeline in South Asia and will be a significant step towards Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of improved regional connectivity among SAARC countries. Rajkumar, AIR News, Kathmandu.
Prime Minister Modi paid tribute to Shahid Bhagat Singh on his birth anniversary today. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said, Bhagat Singh's valor motivates millions of Indians across generations. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Modi have greeted legendary singer Lata Mangeshkar on her birthday. In a tweet, Mr. Kovind said, may her melodious voice continue to mesmerize millions across the world for years to come. In his message, Mr. Modi said, her exceptional work spanning decades has endeared her to crores of Indians and she has always been passionate about country's development. India will take on Bangladesh in the final of Asia Cup cricket in Dubai today. All India Radio will broadcast live commentary on the match in Hindi and English from 4:30 p.m. Rohit Sharma, the stand-in captain, and the men in blue are aiming to win the tournament for a record 7th time. India will also look at in-form Shikhar Dhawan, the highest run-getter in the current edition of the Asia Cup. Bangladesh, on the other hand, will be hoping to be third-time lucky in a summit clash. Bangladesh's Mustafizur Rahman, considered one of the finest bowlers in the world, will be the one to watch out for, as his team would vie for the maiden Asia Cup title. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Anuja Kumar.
Thank you, Saira. The important verdicts delivered by the Apex Court have grabbed the headlines of almost all the dailies today. Supreme Court rejecting plea to refer to larger bench, the 1994 order that mosque is not integral to Islam is the prominent story in papers. Supreme Court verdict hastens Ayodhya proceedings, writes the Pioneer, adding, RSS hails Supreme Court order, Yogi wants quick settlement. The same paper also quotes Congress in another story titled, We Rely on Supreme Court but BJP whips up temple issue for poll gains. After the historic verdict on decriminalizing homosexuality, the Apex Court giving its verdict that adultery cannot be a criminal offence, it is a matter of privacy, is also widely covered by the press. The Statesman says, Supreme Court decriminalizes adultery, strikes down Section 497. The Times of India adds, 497 only a tool in legal battles. The Hindustan Times headlines, Husband not master, Supreme Court scraps adultery law. The Rafale heat continues to raise temperatures in political corridors. The Pioneer headlines, Congress exploits Babu's Rafale dissent note, government in damage control mode. To protest against online retailers, chemists and grocers shall remain shut in Mumbai, Delhi, Jaipur and Ahmedabad. Double whammy, chemists, grocers to shut shop today, headlines the DNA. Prime Minister Modi being bestowed with UN's highest environmental honour is also noticed by papers. Modi gets UN Green Award for solar push, plastic fight, writes the Asian Age. The Antigua government offering to cooperate in absconder Mehul Choksi's case is also highlighted. Antigua offers to assist on Choksi is a headline in the Hindu. The hike in aviation turbine fuel price may spike airfares. The Times of India says you may have to pay more to fly this festive season. And finally, the Kumbh Mela administration has made some interesting requests regarding the corps being deployed at the Mela. For Kumbh Mela, only corps who are vegetarian and teetotaler will do, writes the Times of India. And with that, it's back to you, Saira.
Thank you, Anuja. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Parakram Parv to be celebrated across the country from today to showcase courage and sacrifice of Indian Armed Forces. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend Unified Commanders Conference at Jodhpur in Rajasthan this morning. 3 terrorists belonging to Hizbul Mujahideen and Lashkar-e-Taiba killed in 2 anti-terror operations in Jammu and Kashmir. Government forms Lokpal Search Committee headed by former Supreme Court Judge Ranjana Prakash Desai. And in sports, India to take on Bangladesh in the final of Asia Cup cricket in Dubai today. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. With that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.